My name's Gail Hunt from Automate UK. I'm here today at Fairfields Farm, a company that blends tradition with innovation. Today, we're uncovering the vision that's shaping the future of Fairfields Farm crisps. We're here with Robert and Laura Strathern talking about the future of their business. And how do you see that playing out going forward? Sustainability a big part?
Yeah, absolutely. Sustainability is, and the way that we farm, and the green credentials and carbon neutral process that we've started on. But I think as well, looking forward, it certainly has been very obvious to us that we have to build a very good team. So we're investing in good people and retaining good people. And then also the challenges around staffing, particularly on the factory floor with a shortage of people, has led us down the routes of automation and good equipment that can do those processes efficiently, cost effectively, and without the need for so many people doing jobs which are not necessarily ones that you can easily find people to do.
And not always the best jobs either, if they're, you know, have you re-skilled people since you got your automation?
Certainly, and I think it's been good for the staff as well. Because we've been growing, we haven't had to reduce our staff, but we have had to train them to use the machines, so they've upskilled into being machine operators rather than putting bags into boxes, which is good for the business and good for the staff as well.
Sure. So, future projects, anything exciting in my eye line?
We've just launched our new flavour, which is the prawn cocktail flavour, which has taken many years to get right, hasn't it, the flavour? We've trialled it so many times, but we've cracked it this time.
So when did this launch?
Today.
Today. Brilliant.
Yeah, and it's part of some of the NPD work that we've been doing has been based around flavours that people want now. There is a bit of a sort of callback to retro flavours like prawn cocktail. Prawn cocktail is still a really popular flavour in the UK as well, and it's one of my favourites.
It's your favourite?
So we've decided to
Deep
launch
irony that the owner of a crisp factory couldn't produce the flavour that you liked.
It took me 12 years to be allowed to do it. Yeah.
And any other NPD sort of different low fats or that kind of thing?
Yeah. We're working on a project at the moment. We're developing through our other brand, 10 Acre, a low fat crisp, which is low in fat, vegan, gluten free, with flavours that are within the HFS compliant range as well. And I think the challenge is to make it still taste really good, and that's the key scope of what we're trying to do, is make it taste great, but with those healthy parameters as well. So yeah, we're hoping we can get that in the marketplace soon.
Excellent. Going back to the farm and sustainability, so on your road to net zero, where are you on that road? Are you?
So it took 3 or 4 years to get to this stage where we are carbon neutral. We want to get to net zero by 2030. Okay. And I think we're in a good position to do so. But there are lots of things that we have to get aligned, and packaging, oil, etc. These are the things and fertiliser, which we've made good inroads to do. But there's still a lot of work to do. And we've been fortunate to have the farm to offset quite a lot of the carbon by growing the green cover crops and by using different fertiliser in the form of digester.
Planting the trees, woodlands, small woodlands.
Planting trees, yeah.
Yeah, and I see that, and wildflowers and hedgerows and birds friendly and bee friendly. And
we've got the local community to help us plant the trees, so that was, for a couple of days, that was good, wasn't it? So, yeah.
So how do you think you're going to fit into this snack brand moving forward to, 10 years' time or whatever? How do you see snacks changing? Do you think they'll still be growing, or?
Yeah, I think as a nation we are big snackers and we like eating crunchy crisps, and we're the biggest consumer in Europe of crisps. So I think, and the market is still growing. I think it will evolve into people being more health conscious. I think they will want to know where the foods come from, and the data on the pack is clear and it's honest. But I think, yeah, it will evolve, and packaging with plastic and where that will go in the next couple of years will be very interesting to see how it all pans out. But yes, I'm sure we will endeavour to be a part of that journey.
And hopefully our children.
Yeah.
Yes,
hopefully.
moving forward.
Absolutely.
And then you can take your caravan around Europe and see America or whatever.
Maybe.
Well, it's been lovely talking to you about the future of your business. Thank you very much.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Thank you.
So we've got automation now for the future of frying.
Yep.
But in terms of, next year, the year after, how do you decide what kind of kit you're going to need for automation to keep your brand on top?
Yeah, I think we will change as technology changes. So, the latest baggers from iSheeder, that was what was available. There was a slightly older machine. We went for the latest technology.
Yeah.
So we're looking typically out 3 to 5 years.
Right.
So it will be according to what the sales team are forecasting. Obviously, there'll be new innovation coming in within the commercial aspects of the market. But fundamentally, we're going to be concentrating on crisps. So I'm looking a year or two down the line what's coming up. So I'll be at SnackX in a month or so's time, looking at new technology. We'll be designing this, or I've got designs for this for the next 3 to 5 years. I already know what this is looking like in 3 to 5 years' time. And I've already got an eye out for 10 years' time. So we don't fight fires here. We always have to look ahead because we're quite small. So we have to plan for everything. We have to plan for capital investment. We have to know where the money's coming from, how we're going to get the money. We're going to need to know what the sales team are expecting volume-wise.
Yeah.
So
you've got to keep up with that because, in 5 years' time, probably you've already lost your NPD machine because they're using it to keep up with volume.
Absolutely. When you consider we were at sort of 120 kilos an hour when I joined, we're now going to be at 500 kilos an hour.
Wow.
We were doing only about 8 hours per day 8 years ago. We're now doing, on a single shift, we're now doing 5.5 days a week, 24 hours a day, up to at times. So we've grown massively, and we've got to grow in line with that, otherwise you're falling behind.
Yeah.
So technology is at the forefront. We want to be quicker, we want to be faster, but we've got to maintain the same quality.
Yeah.
That's the sort of technology we're looking for. Automation, quality. That's what we're focused on.
Which is actually, very sustainable when people think, hand crisps and whatever, but actually, in terms of sustainability, you're wasting less food, you're using resources better, you're not using as much oil, you're all of that.
Yeah. If we can minimise wastage in the factory, whether it be resource, as in human resource, wastage, crisp resource, etc., but it can maintain the same quality, that's what it's all about. If we're wasting less film on the baggers, it's a reduction in plastic use. So everything is always focused around technology, wastage, being more sustainable.
Because that will, on your road to net zero, is on the way, isn't it?
It will get us to where we want to be. We've made huge progress so far, and we'll continue on that same path.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Here we are in the beautiful sunshine in the Essex countryside, talking to Tash Jones, who's the commercial director of Fairfields Farm Crisps, and we're talking about how you're working on success for the future of your brand. What are you doing differently going forward?
Well, I think for us, we have a really well-established brand that does something really well. We make really good crisps, great quality crisps, fantastic flavours, and we really want to just focus on getting that quality out to more and more customers. So that's really sort of our future goal. We don't want to be those people that have squirrel flavoured crisps. That's not for us. We're not the people that are going to be out there with their innovation, because that's not who our customers are. They're not the same people that have been following us for 15 years. So we really want to just make sure that they are happy with what we're doing. We can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. But at the same time, we have to be able to give them something new and interesting occasionally. So, for example, a few years ago, it would have been unthinkable to have a posh hand-cooked crisp in a prawn cocktail flavour, but it's become more and more accepted. And in fact, we've had so many people ask for it that we've actually had to give in and finally make it. And Robert, our co-founder, is over the moon. It's the flavour he has always wanted to make. So prawn cocktail now released.
I hear he was in the factory at 6 a.m. this morning when the first prawn cocktail crisps came off the line.
He was, and I got a triumphant WhatsApp with the pack held aloft in the air as well, so that was good to see. And the other thing that we really have to look at is how we present ourselves, not just sort of our messaging, but what the pack itself looks like. So as much as we might love how it looks, we have to keep an eye on the future and how consumers expect to see their packaging. So we've just gone through a project where we're about to relaunch our brand a little bit, and we call it evolution rather than revolution. And I think that that's kind of our mantra in general for how we manage our business, manage the brand, that we evolve, we don't completely
So you're progressing, but
Yes.
you're sticking with your traditional roots.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that a way
yeah.
of doing that?
Yeah, absolutely. We will farm better, we'll do more sustainable farming, we will be better, or we're fantastic actually already with our availability and our service to our customers, maintain all the things that makes us great and think about the things that maybe we could tweak, make a little bit better. Do we need a bit more chili in the sweet chili? Do we need a bit more beef in the beef? And those are the kinds of things that we're focused on, really fine-tuning the things that really work for us.
So thinking about as the factory expands, as the farm grows, how does that work with your neighbours, all the community stuff you do? I know that's a big part of how you work.
Yeah, absolutely. So the thing about it being a family farm is that Laura and Robert live amongst the community that they farm in, that they have their business in. So a big part of what we have to do is just make sure that everyone knows that they can come to us if they have any concerns, and for us to let them know exactly what we've got going on as well. So one thing that has been really good this year is that we have put together an Easter potato hunt, which is not the same as an Easter egg hunt, and we haven't been hiding potatoes places because they'd only last a few days, but it's been encouraging local families to come along, learn about the process of growing and harvesting potatoes, and at the same time they can figure out a word that we're trying to spell on various signs around the farm.
Okay.
And enter a competition and maybe win some crisps. So that's just one way. And we did something similar last year as well when Robert had lots of leftover sunflower seed, and he decided to just mix it in with lots of his crop, or his green cover crop. And what happened last September was absolutely magnificent. We had fields here that completely came to life with sunflowers, and it became actually a bit of a tourist attraction for a few months. We had people coming out with their easels, painting, and it's those kinds of things that we sort of try and encourage. We make the footpaths as nice as we can, and we really want people to enjoy the Essex countryside as much as we do. So I think that's something that we're really, really keen on as well. Make sure that the methods of communication are two-way, that they can always get in touch with us and that we can speak to them as well.
So that all sounds brilliant. But also, as a final thing, what kind of message would you like to give to your supporters of your product and your business and everything going forward? Is the brand safe in your hands?
I certainly hope so. I think the thing that I really want people to take away with them when they eat our crisps, when they come across us in any way, is that we are an independent farm. We grow the potatoes that we then, cook, which is very rare these days amongst crisp companies. That we take care of the land whilst we're doing it, and that we have a fantastic quality team, a fantastic operations team, and they make sure that the crisps that go out are top tier as well. So we're in safe hands with them as well.
Yeah. Well, I have to say it's been an absolute privilege meeting you and your team on the farm today. Thank you very much. As the day closes at Fairfields Farm, one thing is abundantly clear. The future is bright for this pioneering brand. Homegrown, hand-cooked, and eaten by me.